For those that don't know me, my name is T. I am 29 years old.
Damn!
And I quit my job about a year ago just because of mental health reasons. So I'm just trying to document my journey of mental health. So if you guys are going through the same thing, feel free to comment down. And if you guys live in Hamilton, bro, I'd love to catch up with you guys, because I know it's important, and sometimes we forget about the simple things in life. And yeah, it's beautiful. So right now I'm just walking at the river, one of the largest rivers in the Waikato. And morning. Yeah, I'm just walking through the Waikato River, Hamilton River, whatever you guys want to call it. It's one of the largest rivers in New Zealand. It spreads across from Taupo all the way down to the Tasman Sea. It's a beautiful river. When I was a kid, I used to swim here all the time. Very refreshing, but now people are saying don't swim here, it's dangerous. Guys, if you guys ever need someone to talk to, even if you guys don't want to, or even if you just comment down, feel free to come and share your guys' story with me. So I'm gonna share my story with you guys. My upbringing wasn't the best. Like any typical Māori, I guess we all thought it was normal to grow up in a abusive household and a struggling household, especially with like food, living situations. We were always moving here, there, everywhere. I was brought up in a little town called Murupara. Well, I wasn't brought up, I was raised there. Basically, it's a little small town. You guys will probably know it. That's where I'm from originally. That's where my homestead is in Murupara. But I'm just glad that my parents took us away from there, because we all knew what was going to happen. We all were bound to our destiny, that it was either going to be a druggie or a gang member. So I'm just glad that my family, my mum and dad, took us away from there. Growing up, we were always struggling, as probably all of you guys have too. I bet you all have stories as well, but we were all struggling. We all used to, when I'm saying we all, sorry, I've got 3 brothers. I'm the 3rd oldest child, and I've got a younger brother. So I've got 2 older brothers and a younger brother. You guys have probably seen him in my videos. But yeah, growing up, we were always moving house to house. We didn't really have a stable living situation, as you guys might call it. We were always moving here, there, everywhere, all around the motu, like going to schools for like a month, then going back to like a different city, or like going back to the city, same city. So we were in Murupara, then after Murupara we moved to Kaingaro, just outside of Kaingaro, outside of Murupara, and then and then from Kaingaro we moved to Tauranga, we've moved to Kawerau, we've moved here, there, around the motus, always starting school, always finishing early. But I do not regret any of my upbringings. I was abused. I was always abused. I was always the punching bag. I was always the black sheep of the family, if you guys might call it. But that made me become the man that I am today. And this is not a gang member shirt. I just got this from Temu. So the longest place that we've ever lived in is probably Hamilton, here in Hamilton. We moved here in 2004. And we've stayed here ever since. I was a Fairfield boy, Fairfield represent, from primary all the way to college. And that was a pretty cool school. So yeah, My upbringing was pretty tragic. My dad was abusive. He was an abusive father. Always used to give the old lady a 1-2, sometimes a 3-4 headbutt. But we were so young, we remember everything. We remember a lot, but what can you do? What can you do? My dad was always in and out of jail as well. I remember this one when we were staying in Tauranga at my uncle's. This one time, my old man rung. He was like, "I want you guys to come visit me in prison." Because we were so young, I would have been about like 6, 7, and we had no form of transport there. So I think the Winds or someone gave us a taxi there. And all I remember that clearly, because we were like, my mum, she made heaps of food, like packed food lunches for us, and we taxied from Tauranga to Waikeria, and to go see my dad. And us youngins, we thought, we get to go hug him, get to go and all this, but nah, that wasn't the case. We had to talk through our fence, talk to our dad through the fence. And in movies growing up, we thought, we get to talk to my dad, sit down in these fancy, those little rooms around there, and talk to him on those tables, and but that wasn't the case. We talked to him through a fence, bro. But that's all good. Yeah, I think we stayed there most of the day talking to him. We were eating, tired, just little young. And when my dad got out of jail, we were still in Tauranga. And then at the time, we're in Tauranga. Tauranga is a beautiful place, guys. Don't worry. But we were living with my uncle, who already had 4 boys living with him, plus us, plus another 4 boys. And this is my mum's older brother we were staying with. That was cool. Growing up with my uncle, it was an amazing times. We had some ups and downs, but I never really knew the full story of what happened. But I remember that we were definitely not the favoritism of any cousins or anything. It was fun living there with my unks. There was a few moments in there where we had to survive, I guess, live by ourselves. We ended up getting kicked in the garage. I remember where my uncle kicked us out of the house, so we stayed in this small, tiny, single garage. We ended up living in there. We had like one bed and couch, and I think most of us stayed on like a mattress, and there was like this curtain they used to block off like half the garage because it was like full of mess and stuff. Thinking back to it now, it's pretty crack up. I'm just glad that I get a laugh now, as you know, not hate or anything about my uncle. But yeah, we grew up pretty rough, pretty tough, not very stable. My mum didn't have no income, so we were very, very, very poor. And we thought that, everything was gonna get better, but it didn't. So my uncle ended up kicking us out of the garage, and then we became homeless for a bit. Me, my 3 brothers, and my old lady. My uncle ended up just booting us out. We don't know what the reason why. Well, we do know why the reason. All over some pussy. Typical, eh? But some lady, my mum and my uncle's girlfriend at the time, didn't get along, so my uncle kicked us out. The fuck? But so we ended up getting a house finally. We moved into one of my mum's friend's house. I think it was like our auntie, but back in the days we used to call, you know, when you go to, when your dad brings over his mates and your mum brings over her mates, and then they're like, oh, this is your auntie. And we just called them auntie and uncle. Because that was just fucking, I don't know, that's just what we got told. So we were like, oh, yeah. So we ended up staying with one of those aunties' house, and we stayed there for a bit, for maybe like a couple of months, maybe. And mind you, we were still going to school. We were going to school too. We were going to Brookfield Primary, guys. Brookfield represent. And I wanted to try to do better at school, but nah, because of our living situation, everything. Man, it was hard for us to adapt in schools, because we used to go to a school for like 3 months, move to a different city, go to another school for a month, move to a different city. So it wasn't very livable. So we didn't really get comfortable at the school, So we stayed there for a bit. Then I think my old lady got a house in Maryvale. Maryvale is like the hood of Tauranga. If you guys know where that is, that's the hood. Stay in this cul-de-sac, and we stayed there for a bit as well. And while staying there, my dad finally got out of jail, but he had a girlfriend at the time. So, you know, broken relationship, broken family, broken home, no stability in the family, nothing. You know, we're all just living day by day. I guess that's what it is, living just day at a time. And that's what we were doing. But that was normal to us. I don't know if it was normal to you guys. That was normal to us. Yeah. We just remembered always my dad being abusive to my mum, my old lady. And they were always just, you know, drug addicts, fucking all this other shit that was happening. And we all thought it was normal. I thought it was normal. I thought it was so normal. Turned out it wasn't. And yeah, this was going on for like a while. So my dad ended up getting out of jail, out of Waikaria. He ended up going, he had a girlfriend at the time too, so we ended up fucking going to my dad like weekends, sometimes every like month, 2 weeks, a week, you know. It wasn't very consistent, but we used to go see him all the time. And because he lived in Hamilton, he had a job here in Hamilton. So every like holidays and stuff, we used to come to Hamilton. He'll take us, bring us here, and that was all good. Till my dad broke up with his girlfriend. So we moved here, 2004, moved in Fairfield, down by Enderley. If you guys are not familiar, Shakespeare, 11B Shakespeare was our address. And if you guys know where Shakespeare is, bro, it's the houses that are not there anymore. They all got demolished and now it's just a big empty field. But I'll have to take you guys there one day. And so we lived there for about a year. We stayed there and we met this lovely family across the road from us. Well, at the time, my dad had a friend just across the road from us as well, and he used to always go there. And little did we know that I think it was like one of our family members, and so we met them. Well, I met them. My brothers were still in Tauranga because I ended up coming here for a holiday in 2004, just before we moved to Hamilton. And I got introduced to the young fellas, young females like me, and they were my cousins apparently. So we used to call them cuzzies. You know, we don't know no better. Just, oh, that's the cuz. That's the cuz. So at that time, you know, we were just playing outside, and there's two random island kids, just come over, started picking on my cousins at the time. So I was like, hey, pick on my cousins, because I'm a little hoary boy from Murupara, We don't care, we don't care, We just rumblers, man. Yeah, try to sort them out, hey. being a young buck, but yeah, almost having a fight with these two young fellas. And little did I know that I was destined to came alive, because I met those two. I was gonna fight those two. Now one of them, is my best friend, and that's how we met. My best mate, and you guys will probably see him in the video. He's the one with the Samoan tattoos. I went to Fairfield Primary. He went to Insole. Ave. And every day after school we'll go to his house and like, you know, go to his house, and we'll try to stay there, and like try to sneak our way there, like, you know. And because our house wasn't stable, it was just a little trap house sort of type buzz. All the members, whatever you can think of, we're always there. My old man getting on the kanja, you know, and yeah, we all thought that was normal. We thought that weed was just a medicine. We were always told that it's good for us, da. We don't know no better. So yeah, we used to always stay at their house, and at the time they already had, like, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 kids at his house. So there was him and his 4 siblings. So when we'll go over, there's like 4 of us now. My older brother was best friends with his sister. So they used to always hang out. I was best mates with Dauso, but he was a year older than me. So my brother as well was, you know, friends with him as well. And so we all got along. We always used to try to stay there, sleep there. You know, sometimes we'll live there. And there's 5 of them already, plus mum and dad. And then when it was until they realized that our house wasn't stable, so they used to let us stay there. They used to let us sleep there. We're just random little young bucks. Young bucks just just trying to get away from our house, So we ended up staying, basically living there. And I give so much grace and thanks to mum and dad for letting us have the opportunity to stay with them. And at the time they used to go to church. They were just going to church at this church, brand new church down into Kowhai Street. And that church was called Hamilton Elam Church. And we used to stay with them, live with them basically. They fed us, they used to give us the same haircuts and everything. So we used to live with them for like basically most of our whole childhood, from 2004 all the way up. So they basically like whāngai us. And this is the island people. Like this is Cook Island. And their house wasn't as, they only had like, I think it was like a 3-bedroom house fitting 10 kids in there. Like we used to sleep on the mattresses and shit, all in the lounge. Sometimes in the rooms we'll just put like marae styles in the rooms in the lounge, and yeah, just live there. So that was fun. We used to go to church with them. We stayed at church. We've been to church ever since, from 2005 all the way till now. I still go to this church. That was like our home, I guess. And then what else? There was nothing but love. They fed us, they clothed us, gave us haircuts. It was love there. So we didn't want to leave. So we basically just stayed. crack up, eh? Then, from there on, we had this real close, tight relationship with our church parents. And now everyone knows them. Tell all the family about them. They all know. Everyone knows them. So that was beautiful. And we're so grateful that they accepted us in their lives, even though we were broken down kids, broken down, you know, young little mucks, young little shitheads. They accepted us, even though they had their 5 kids as well. And plus mum, at the time she was pregnant, so she was almost about to pop another one. And yeah, so we lived with like noodles, corned beef, spaghetti. Yeah, that's the OGs, bro. What else? Pancakes, mince. If you guys haven't heard of pancakes and mince, don't judge it until you guys try it. I could probably teach you guys how to make it. But what else was it? There was yum yum noodles. We used to always get yum yum noodles, and just toasting and stuff. Hey, eggs were cheap back then too, so a lot of eggs. But you know, and Dad at the time, he was the only one working at the time. I'm talking about my church parent. He was the only one working at the time, and yeah, he used to provide for us, provide for all 10 of us, and that was crazy because we're just some young little blokes just coming from a hoary town, you know, invading their space. Basically invading their space, their privacy, whatever, and they accepted it. And that's the most amazing thing that I can never forget. I'll never forget those my church parents. I'll never forget them ever. And even my brothers as well. They play a big, massive part of my life. And you guys will see me going to church and like play the drums and stuff too. So we stayed with them. Upbringing with them was amazing. It wasn't the best, but it was amazing. She treated us like we were her own kids. She'll give us a bit of a, you know, tap on the head, bro, cut it out, bloody sort your shit out. Yeah, she used to do all of it. You name it, bro. We were like her kids. And that was the best thing because she treated us like her kids. And it was cool. It was cool, you know. Now look at her, she's like the mum to everyone. They're the pastors of Elim Church now. And they touch so many people's hearts. It's incredible what they're doing. And I wish I can share their story with you guys. Hopefully in the future, I will share their story and get their part of when we came into their lives and all that stuff too. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool to see. Anyone that's going through all that, hope that's helped. Especially us males, we always block out everyone. We block out our family, even in our relationships we block out. But we need to heal ourselves. 2025, start healing. And I've got plenty of more stories to come. Plenty of more stories to go. It's not even the start of it. I've got to tell you guys more stories, but right now, it's only one step at a time. And I appreciate everyone stopping in, listening to my story. I know it's probably broken, probably here, there, everywhere, but bear with me. I'm pretty shy at cameras. And yeah, I hope you guys follow for more, because we got plenty of more stories to come. That's just from 2004. We got more and more. Hey, but if you guys want to share your guys' stories as well, I'm here. If you guys live in Hamilton, bro, let's go for a walk and just talk. That's what I like to do. That's what I want to do. I want to start getting rid of bad habits and creating new habits. And today is my first day of creating a new habit today, is going for walks every morning and just talking. And talking about life and being thankful to God that I'm still alive. And today's a beautiful day. And I know it's going to be a nice, beautiful day today. And if not, even if it's raining, it's still a beautiful day. It rains for a reason. We cannot have sunshines and rainbows every day. There has to be ups and downs. But if you guys are even in Hamilton, hit me up, man. I'll go for walks every day at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. And if you guys have time to spare for even just half an hour to go for a walk, bro, I'll come pick yous up, whatever. I'll come pick yous up and we can walk from your house, just go around the block, just talking. I'm open to share my story as well with you guys. And yeah, I hope all is well. I hope you guys having a fantastic day. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next episode, eh? Peace.